Oh, wow. Thanks for joining me on my channel. This is Discovering My Money. And I just did some stairs. And I'm a little bit out of shape, so bear with me here. So today I want to talk about banking. And well, essentially I switched over from one of the big banks in Canada to an online bank. And the one I switched to is Wealthsimple. So I'm going to have a link down below if you want to sign up for Wealthsimple. But after several months, I think about 5 months, I've been using them. And I'm really happy with Wealthsimple because I use them for online trading before that. I find them very easy to get a hold of. Like if I want to talk to somebody on the phone, it's way easier. In the odd time there's a wait, but way easier to do that. They're very easy to use. It's a nice app. You can also add the trading on the online with your computer, but it's straight easy on your phone. The app's super simple to use, and absolutely love it. So I would say thumbs up. Now they're not paying me to promote them, but it's one of the first banks that I'm going to be testing out. So I'm going to just tell you a few of the things that I've come across, and of course easy to use, definitely a thumbs up. Now one of the downsides is the MasterCard debit doesn't work everywhere. I've had a few run-ins, so having it as your only account, which I do right now, can be a little bit of a issue. Getting cash, they say most bank machines, when I've needed cash, it's been a little bit difficult to get cash. So I haven't quite figured that out, but I hardly ever get cash, so it's not really an issue for me. But if you're somebody who needs cash, you'd have to figure out which bank machines are going to work with your Wealthsimple card, and then go from there. If you're paying fees at a private one, they tend to be a little bit higher, so you might want to figure out the logistics on that. So those are the kind of the down things, but with Wealthsimple, I'm getting 4% per annum on any money that I'm holding in the account. So any money I'm holding in my cash account, I'm getting 4% on. Now that percentage can change, but as far as I know, it's not changing unless the Bank of Canada changes its rates, or at least it doesn't sound like there's any plans. You can look into that yourself and see, but other banks that do this stuff, they have promotions that only last for a certain period of time, and they go back to giving you nothing. The debit MasterCard, which I use for everything now, is paying me 1% per transaction. Similar to getting a credit card with, some kind of a reward program. So essentially a reward program of 1%. Now I can take that money and I can put it directly into one of my trading accounts. I believe you can put it in a TFSA, non-registered trading account, and I believe you can also do it in crypto. So it's definitely something to check out if you want to put your rewards right into trading. And then I believe you can just take cash back, which also is a reward on its own. Definitely Wealthsimple gives you a cash back option that helps you get those rewards, and I really like it. It's fantastic. It goes right into the account I choose it to go into, and can't say any more about it because it's a huge positive for me anyway so far. So other than a few little hiccups where you maybe want to have a second account or a second credit card or something that might work if Wealthsimple's not working in certain places, and I've really only had like a couple issues over 5 months, but as you know, it doesn't matter who you're with, there can be issues with the card in those situations. Now the other thing is, today somebody's supposed to be giving me a check, and I can't actually deposit that check online. There's no way for me to take a picture of it, like you can with a big bank, and do a deposit. I also can't take it to a branch because they don't have branches. So that's an issue. And they do take checks for other things, like if you're doing RSPs and so on and so forth. But initially, they just said to me, why don't you just transfer it from another bank? Deposit it in that bank and transfer it. I said, well, you're my only bank. And they went, oh, let's look into that. So they do have a solution for me, but I don't think it's what I want it to be. And if you're someone who gets cash checks, you'll need another account to go along with it. So there is a little bit of a negative there. But here's the thing. You want a bank that's easy to talk to, communicate with, very easy to use on their app. I think it's worth trying Wealthsimple out. If you want to get paid on any one of your transactions, and you want to get 4% interest on any money that's sitting in your account, so technically I have a checking account that pays me interest, I think that's worth looking at. Any of the other stuff I think can be adaptable, but I'm kind of learning a few things as I go. Maybe could have done a little better research about the check deposit thing, and finding out that I can't use that card 100% of the time was a little bit of an issue. But I bet you as they get going, they're gonna make that more accessible, so there'll be less and less problems. But nonetheless, you may still need to have a second account. So I'm going to be looking into some other free accounts that you may be able to work with in conjunction with Wealthsimple, well, for myself anyway, or maybe a replacement or substitute for what you're doing. So check out my link below if you want to sign up for Wealthsimple. You and I both get a reward if you use it, and then do a deposit. If you don't use it, that's fine. Check out a different bank if you like it better. Take what's best for you, and pass this video on to somebody who is looking for an online bank and would maybe want a little bit more information from somebody who's using it. If you don't mind, click subscribe and like. That helps out my channel, helps me out, so I appreciate that. And pass this on, like I said, to anybody who is looking for an online bank but wants some personal information from somebody using it. Leave some comments below if you have questions, and if I have an answer, I'll definitely let you know. And see you next video. Thanks for joining me.